Joint Research Centre for Agriculture and Health has 4 main themes. Yes, the long-term aim of our research is really twofold, that being additional grains, so additional food for the Chinese and Australian populations, but also additional nutritional profiles being in those grains. Probably one of the key things is to be able to work across cultures. That's what really makes our research collaboration, I think, unique. Cross-cultural understanding. So whether that's in an academic meeting or at a higher level institutional meeting, is be able to understand one another's body language, their intention, and what are their drivers. Because quite often they can be quite different and disconcerting, maybe if you don't understand what they're trying to achieve. So that cross-cultural understanding is really important.
My research is in the area of glass science and technology. The collaboration with Trajan allows me to expand now what can be done with the glasses and fibers. In mass spectrometry, where you need to transport ions from one end to the other end, there are capillaries in the instrument to create a spray of ions. My hope is that one day we can develop portable mass spectrometers that can be used not only in the clinics, but also in the home. So it's not only making these fibers for mass spectrometry, it's also making the fibers for the sensing applications so that we can achieve lower detection limits of certain disease markers. So this is really my hope.
I'm a biodiversity and ecosystem scientist. The work of my group cuts across 3 key areas. One is ecosystem monitoring, so understanding ecosystems. The second component of our work is to really then rebuild ecosystems. And the third is to work with international groups to help stop illegal logging. We develop DNA tracking methods that can allow us to identify illegally sourced timber in supply chains. I've travelled to over 60 countries and worked in some of the most remote jungle locations on Earth and also in some of the most pristine habitats. And humans are having a huge impact on these ecosystems, but then at the same time we are able to do something about that. And my work is strongly motivated to understand those changes, but also to actively do something about it. So it's not just the bleeding heart conservationist just recording the problems of the Earth, it's actually developing tools where we can reverse some of those changes.
So my job is to connect researchers and decision makers in the natural resource management space. South Australia is seen to be a leader in this space of what we broadly call science to policy interface. So it's how do we get all the science that's coming out of research institutions into policy and planning. There's a wealth of science that's generated every year through the universities in South Australia that sits on shelves or sits in journals that are paywalled. So the network is about trying to gather all of that information and make it as accessible as we possibly can. So this network relies on people going to the bones of what a true partnership really is, because there is no money. It's a different model. It's a relationship building exercise, and we weren't sure it was going to work, and we've been doing it for 6 years, and it is working. You have to build that trust and that respect, and once those relationships are built, the good stuff will come, and the potential is limitless.
So my research is breeding new almond varieties for the Australian almond industry, because currently they rely only on 3 different cultivars, Nonpareil, Carmel and Price, with Nonpareil being the main one. And so this year finally we've hit the jackpot and we've released 5 new varieties for the Australian industry, 3 of which are self-fertile, all of which out-yield their benchmark variety Nonpareil. World demand has gone through the roof and production is only just tracking demand. The farmers have been coming to these field days for the last 9 years, and they've seen these trees growing in front of them and seeing their production. So, because they'll ring me up and say, which one shall I buy? And I say, well, you know, you have to make up your own mind. I can't really tell you.
Did you get to like really hate almonds in the end?
No, love them, love them. That's why we've got such good skin. We eat so many almonds.